Big things grow from little things, big things grow. And today we really want to just hone in on that because it's so easy to forget, isn't it, Caroline? So very easy to forget that when we have the little things, the little sprouts, the little shoots, the little leaves unfurling, what that's actually sharing with us.
It is. It's sharing an abundance, and it's sharing all of the beautiful things that are available to each and every one of us in this world today. So, I think we need to sometimes think about our blessings. And I'm getting a good example of this at the moment. I found some quite dead heads of a plant and put them in the dirt in a pot. And I've got 6 little sprouts, little seeds coming up. And that's how easy it is to the things within our heart and the things that are within our life. If we just take those few minutes to do that.
Mm-hmm. Coming from the point of view, well, hello, everyone.
Yes,
hello. Lovely to have you with us. Coming from that point of view, look, we've got beautiful people with us already. Chrissy G's with us and Julie Kiss is with us. Lovely people.
No.
When we remember to come back to those very simple principles, and it is actually a principle of abundance, from little things, big things grow. That really brings us to the heart, for me, for the heart of the matter, that it's noticing the little things.
Yeah.
And when we treasure those little things and notice those little things and give thanks for those little things, that gratitude is like the rain and the sun and the soil. And it helps things to grow in ways that sometimes are quite astounding.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's an example, like with my little seeds, that who would have thought that this dead head would have some little seeds in it, and by nurturing it, putting it in a little pot, and I haven't had to water it because we've got lots of rain, but they're coming up. And this is what it's like for everything in our life, no matter what it is, just to nurture that little thing and to honor it and to know that, yes, big things are going to come from that little thing. It's just amazing if we stop and take a few moments to think about how blessed we are and to show our gratitude.
So true. And again, it is one of those things that's so easy to forget. And we might think we're offering gratitude, that we're living some gratitude, where really we may be living gratitude that we've experienced previously, but aren't currently exercising, aren't currently focusing on or aware of. And I do that myself sometimes. And it's a really great thing to notice that, because I suddenly realize and I can feel that difference in my energy. And I feel a little bit sluggish. I feel sluggish today, and it's not from lack of gratitude, but I do. But the thing of it is, even with that, feeling a bit sluggish today, like I accidentally left the meeting.
Yes.
So goodbye, everyone. But here's the gratitude. I know how to come back.
Yeah.
You were there to just continue on as if I was still there.
Yeah. Yep. Nobody knew that. Nobody knew that except me. And I suddenly thought, oh, what am I going to start off with? I know, my little seeds, because that applies to so many things in our lives. That little seed of love and respect and honor for ourselves and for others. And I especially find that with myself. I know sometimes when you slip into this place that's not quite as positive as it should be, and then you just change your mind just slightly, and you just show that little thing, that little bit of love to yourself, and it just grows and grows, and it changes your whole attitude to everything, but especially yourself. And I think that's important, just to think that, yes, I love me, and I love you, and I love everybody who's here with us today.
Absolutely. The other day, I just love how the angels work. So the other day, they just drop little things in. You know how that works.
Yeah.
They just dropped. I can't even remember what the phrase was. And I thought I'll just go and make, I think they're called memes. I'm not sure, but I'll just go and make a meme out of that. And I put it up on the Facebook page, my Facebook page, Angel's Guidance, which is Angel Light 777. And immediately it just started to blow up. People were just really enjoying what was there, what was being offered. And I was so grateful for that, because it was obvious, completely obvious. This was what was needed in that moment. And so every day I've been sharing something on that page. And it's a beautiful thing to see the response, not for the response itself, which is very nice. Thanks, everyone. But it's showing me that this was what's needed. I'm listening, paying attention, paying forward what the angels give to me, and it's needed. So from little things, oh, yes, okay, I'll do this. Put it out there. Big things grow. People are commenting, which actually doesn't normally happen very often on that page. So that's happening. And I'm seeing that it's that gentle listening and the simple action of sharing something for the sake of sharing it in support of others for no other reason. And that's really lifting me up in a way that I'm finding really beautiful, Carol Ann.
Yeah. And this is it. It's not about what you're expecting to get from it. And this is why these little things, when we get these little messages, you'll get the little message and you'll plant that seed, or you'll put that meme up, which is something you'll have to teach me to do, along with my many other lessons I need to get at the moment. And it shows how much we're all here for one another. And that's something that's really important for us all at this time. You're never, ever alone. We're all always here. You're always supported by your angels, your guides, your whole tribe. And so never think that, people will think I'm silly if I do this or say this or whatever. You've been given that message for a reason. So honor that message, honor yourself, because sometimes we're surprised, as Anaya is with that meme, that some little thing that we will offer or even say or do is needed by so many, and then it expands out into the whole world. And then that's about us sharing and loving. And this is what we're here for at this time, to be here for one another. It's not just about us. It's about us being here for one another.
Mm-hmm. And there are so many times when I put something up, think, oh, people are going to love this, right? And I've got this expectation on it.
Yeah.
And nothing happens with it. And it's like I'm gobsmacked, because I thought people would really love that. So it's been a great opportunity for me to really come back to that simple little things. From little things, big things will grow. When you give in a way that once I can start removing my expectation around it, because that then holds it tight, doesn't it? Doesn't, like if you wrap a little seedling up really tight, it's not going to grow very well.
No.
You smother it. So that has been amazing. So I've been on this kind of roller coaster ride in some ways, learning so many things in a very short space of time, and also a lot of different elements of the same lesson. Have you been finding anything like that?
Yeah, finding lots of elements of the same lesson, because this is it. We're just being shown so much that is needed in this world, and not just practical things. There's practical things, but there's also the spiritual things, and that's then also about us having this balance within our lives that show that we're here for, we're walking this human pathway, but we're here for a spiritual reason as well. And so it's about also letting us relax into the fact that just these little things, they don't need to change the world. If that little thing changes just one thing within your heart, and perhaps the heart of one more person, then that's the most amazing thing. And you may never, ever know who has been affected by that one little thing that you have done. So as Anaya said, don't put the expectation on, because then that changes the whole situation. It's about giving from a place of love, sharing from a place of love, compassion, kindness, and respect for one another.
And if you find that you have been putting expectations on things, or maybe it then becomes revealed to you that underneath it all you really have been expecting something from it, that's okay too, because this is the growth lesson, that little tiny shoot, the little tiny thing, bigger things grow. This is actually the nature of abundance. We've become so conditioned to believe the nature of abundance is that we get a lot of money in, or, you know, some kind of material wealth in some way. And we have, in some ways, I feel, forgotten the truth of abundance, the air that we're breathing, the light that is shining on us. And in some countries, there's not a lot of light for periods of time. So, you know, when it comes back, I bet you really give gratitude for that. The food that we eat, the feet that we walk on, if we have feet, if we don't, how do you get around? It's all those things, Carol Ann, the look on your grandchild's face when they see you and they scream out, "Dee!" and run up and give you a hug. You know, it's such a major, it sounds so simple, but to experience that is such a major revelation of joy. And isn't joy another word for abundance? When we are abundant in the joyful feelings and the joyful expressions, I mean, how rich and wealthy do you feel then?
Oh, that's exactly right. And the love and the cuddles and all of the things that we get from our grandchildren and our family. And you know, I've just had the most amazing weekend, just blew my socks away with my absolutely amazing grandchildren. And it's just all of these, you stop and think that, you know, this little tiny person came into our lives, and how blessed we were then, and the love that we, you know, the love and the sharing that we gave to these little people, and now coming back in droves. And that applies to every aspect of our life. You know, you may see somebody in the street who's not as fortunate as you, but you send them a message from your soul. You will never know how it's affected that person, but you don't need to know, because from that one little thing, big things grow. It's just like when we share our love with our friends. And, you know, I in our Reiki seminars, we sing songs at various times. And my two favourite songs that we sing are "We Are the World," and that's something each and every one of us need to be aware of. And also, that's what friends are for. But you don't always need to show this love and this whatever you're sharing to your friends. It's about sharing it with the world. It's about sharing it with everyone and everything. The garden, the flowers, the dragons, the fairies, the elementals. From that little thing, that little thought, that little action, something big will grow, even if we never see the outcome of it. We know in our hearts that that's what we're here for.
Absolutely. Now, Julie shares that she is hoping someday to be a grandma. Well, I'm going to put some gratitude energy into that for you, Julie. Yeah. And Belinda says, I'm learning to be open in heart and mind, to give love, receive love, to trust in what is, to focus on the beauty in my days. And the more I focus on good, the more good just keeps coming. And oh, wow. I've got to say, because I know Belinda is a very close friend of mine, and I see this in her all the time. And I don't know whether you've noticed Carol Ann's necklace today, Belle. Take a look at that. Chrissy G says we need to be grateful for everything, big and small. And it's so true. And yet it can be a tall order, because we can get very caught up in our days and events and things that may be happening or not happening in us, family, friends, the world. Coming back to that little tiny shoot, that little tiny seed that just pops that shoot above the surface of the earth. That has always just astounded me. That one little seed that I put in the earth knows how to wake up and grow and reach for the sun, reach for the light, drink in the water. And it's just a beautiful thing. It's a simple thing. It's a simple, whatever that word is that I'm trying to think of, illustration. And yet, is it really simple? Because when I heard Mike Dooley say, how do you make an apple pie? And, people say, well, you need apples and you need sugar and you need butter, or whatever it is that you use to make an apple pie. And it was fantastic, because he said, well, the first thing you need is you need a planet that has the exact right amount of oxygen, the exact right amount of sun and water and nutrients and minerals in the ground, and that the light comes at certain times of the day, and then you'll need a seed.
Yeah.
You'll need the seed for an apple tree. So where does the seed come from in the beginning? And it was so beautiful to start breaking it down like that. And then the seed knows how to grow. And it's like, and then eventually someone comes along and picks an apple up off the ground. And he said, that, my friends, that is how you make an apple pie.
Yeah. And that's amazing. This is it. We don't stop and think sometimes about all of the things that are needed for our everyday life. And one of the things that they were just showing to me while you were talking, before you talked about the apple tree, was they were saying, look at the beach, look at the grains of sand that are on the beach. One of those grains of sand gets caught up in an oyster shell, and from that little grain of sand within the oyster shell, a beautiful pearl will grow. So then the person who is harvesting those oysters finds the pearl, and then it goes to the person who's going to make either a piece of jewelry or sell it as whatever it is, and then it will go to the person who's going to wear that piece of jewelry, and they're going to love that piece of jewelry, and that then may be put down through generations and generations if it's a special piece. So from that one little grain of sand, just think of what expanded out from that grain of sand. And this is what we need to, no, that's not right. We don't need to think of that. But that's a wonderful example, perhaps, of how from something little, a little something, a thought we could put out in the world, it can expand and grow into something beautiful.
Yeah, and it's so true. So true. My mum left me her pearls, her pearl ring, and her black pearls, and which she got from Broome, and her other pearls that she got from Broome, and she had set, and it's just the most, I'm going to wear them next week, and it's just the most beautiful thing in the world for me, because knowing that I have these pearls that were my mum's, exactly what you're talking about, is that gratitude that mum left those to me. So then I can now leave them to my daughter, and then my granddaughter will receive them. Yeah. And isn't that just exactly what we're talking about? Yeah. From little things, big things grow. Yeah. Beautiful things grow. The generosity and the love and the memories grow. And even one day down the line, they'll have no memories, of my mother. Maybe it'd be my great-grandchildren, for example. But it's the lineage she keeps giving to them through all the hearts, through my heart, my daughter's heart, my granddaughter's heart. And so it goes. It's beautiful.
It is. And these are the things that, we need to think about. Okay, so why are we here? Why are we here? We're here so that we can grow in a spiritual sense. We're here to live a human life, but we're here to share the little things that we can, so that they can grow into big things. It's like the trees, that a little seed will grow a beautiful big tree, and out on all those branches are the leaves that are helping the oxygen on the planet. So therefore that's helping a whole lot of places. And then if it's a tree that's used for a specific reason, it might be one of the beautiful trees that you make furniture out of, then that's made into furniture. And so then it's shared, the same thing. But I think the important thing for us, for me personally, is about remembering the love and the respect and the gratitude for all of the things that we have in our lives. We are so very blessed. And, after my last 18 months or so, I'm feeling even more blessed. And every now and again, that's a big wake-up call for me to say, okay, so think about everything that happened 18 months ago, not quite 18 months ago, but,
it's getting there.
It's getting there. So, and I sort of, to me, I was, this couldn't happen to me, this couldn't happen to me. But the thing about it is, now that I'm starting to understand, is it happened because I can share different experiences from that for people. But it was also a big wake-up call for me to get back on my path. Mm-hmm. And so, it's all about, I'm so grateful for what happened. I'm so grateful for the amazing heart surgeons and all of the doctors and the nurses. And so, these and
the cleaners. Someone's cleaned that theatre for you.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And all of the beautiful angels and orbs that went with me down to the operating table. But that sort of that's a big thing. But little things like thank you to all of those things can make such a difference to the way you could look at it now. And, I know how blessed was I to have that happen to me, because it's given me a different outlook in so many ways. So, and I'm really blessed about that. So it wasn't really a little thing, but I'll say from that little thing, a big thing has grown. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And, those little things are prospering all the time. I had an old-fashioned answering machine, and I was having problems with my voicemail, so I thought, right, I'm going to go back to the answering machine. So I did. And on there, I discovered a message from my mum after she had passed. And she said, oh, Anaya, thank you. Talking to the angels really works. And it was so beautiful because there was my mum's voice, and it was wonderful. I could just feel her in the room with me in the sound of her voice. And then one day, it was sitting on my desk here, and then one day I heard the answering machine say, press 1 to delete all messages. And I just went, I'm not going anywhere near that thing. And then I heard messages deleted. And I was beside myself because I wanted my mum's voice back. And I was absolutely yelling at God, put that back. I know you know how to do it, so do it. I was so upset. And it was like my last little physical link, the sound of your mum's voice. Anyway, we had a family gathering on Saturday with one of my sisters and her husband. It was fantastic. And I had my back to her and she was talking over there, and it was as if my mother was in the room speaking.
Wonderful.
And I realized with such power that everything we think is lost is only a perception. Sooner or later, something like this occurs and you get that little glimpse again. And it was amazing. And it felt so incredibly abundant to hear the sound. My sister sounds so much like my mum.
Wow.
Just in that moment.
Mm.
And I felt truly and completely blessed.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes, that would have been absolutely wonderful. And you know, this is it. When we are not expecting things to happen, that's when they happen.
And they do.
It goes back to not putting an expectation on anything whatsoever. So, I mean, you're cooking dinner and you can expect dinner to turn out all right, but, you know, that's a little bit slightly different. But no, it's not really, because everything we do, say or touch affects everything else. So, you know, just sitting here in front of our computers, whoever would have thought years ago that we could be sitting here, even before COVID, you know, we weren't doing so much of this. We were doing some of it, but not quite as much. And who would have thought that these absolutely amazing technicians could do things that would enable us to do this? I can remember when I learned to type. I learned to type on a metal keyboard, and my little fingers are only little, and they would ache at the end of the day from pressing down metal keys. And then as each change came through with technology, wow, it was amazing. And then when computers came in, that actually managers could write their own letters, and we used to think, no, we're the secretaries. We need to write these letters for them. But it was really amazing when you stopped and looked at the fact of how much technology had grown in the length of my working life. And I just think to myself now, you know, for our grandkids and the world, it's just the way it is. They expect it. But for us, it's really awesome. And that was a little thing. And look at how it has grown for all of us within this beautiful world that we live in.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, we have, Marianne's with us. Hello, Marianne. Love it when you join us. How blessed to have your mum's voice. I really did feel that complete blessing of it. It was so beautiful. Elaine Fairburn says, that's so true, Carol Ann. That also happened to my hubby, and now he has helped his friend who has just gotten a stent due to Ray advising him to go to his doctor. That passes on,
Wonderful. Right? Wonderful.
Fabulous. That's great. Absolutely beautiful. It just goes to show, doesn't it, that now, and of course, Belinda Brown's here with us, and Caroline just happens to be wearing a turtle necklace today, which has significance from a conversation that Belle and I shared yesterday. So the more we look at these things, the more we take notice, the more, and I know we bang on about gratitude all the time, but it's worth banging on about. It really is. The more we have even that tiny little bit of feeling of you know, oh, thank you for that, that heartfelt moment, that then invites more in, and it also does encourage and replenish and nurture our actual heart.
Yeah, it does. It really and truly does. And I put this on this morning after having the weekend with my grandchildren, because they brought this back from Hawaii for me. And to me, a turtle is Mother Earth. It's a symbol of Mother Earth. And I'm feeling at this time, I am so connected to Mother Earth that, you know, I picked up 3 necklaces and I thought, no, I'm wearing my turtle today. So they also bought me the earrings, but there's no point wearing the earrings with until I get a green screen, proper green screen. So, but no, I love the turtles. When my husband and I were in Sri Lanka many years ago, we went to a turtle sanctuary, and it's just beautiful, absolutely amazing. So just love them to bits.
And I just realized I saw myself on screen, and there's a pearl in my necklace. And I hadn't realized that. So all of these threads and connections are all there all the time, aren't they?
Yeah.
All the time. So wow, how blessed we truly are. Belinda said the conversation also included Mother Earth. Absolutely.
Oh, okay. I didn't know anything about your conversation, but you know, I'm very connected to Mother Earth and the elementals. I love the elementals and the trees and the dragons.
and the dragons. Look, it's the whole, it's the energy source is so powerful. And the more we come to understand or even suspect the connection of everything, that's when it all starts zinging, doesn't it? And you can see it in people, and you can see the openings, whereas we can be very closed as human beings. We want our boxes in the order that we want them in. Then we like a lid on them, and we don't want that lid taken off until we take it off. So it's a beautiful thing. So and to have you guys with us today sharing has been absolutely gorgeous, hasn't it?
It has.
Really grateful.
We are so blessed to have you all with us, and it's just wonderful to be able to share this with you.
And I want to give a shout out to Belinda Brown in the chat room. This topic, this actual title is from Belle. So thank you, Belle. That's such a great title. So if you guys, I said to Belle, do you have a topic or a word? And from something she wrote back to me, I said, I don't know what it is, but I can feel there's something in there. And then she texted back and said, from little things, big things grow. And I went, boom, there it is. That's the title. So, hey, you guys are invited to do the same thing. Maybe it's a word that you don't really know what the topic is, but there's a word that you can put in the comments, and we'll create something for you. Yeah, we will.
And the thing to think about is that one word, from that one word, that one little word, a big thing will grow. Because then obviously that's a word that we need to discuss, we need to share, and everybody needs to hear it who wants to hear it. They don't need to hear it, they want to hear it.
But there can be that deeper need, can't there? It's not that you need to hear this, but there can be a need, an unspoken need that someone might be experiencing. And I think that's what you're talking about, Caroline.
Yes, it is. Because it's like, in the days, and hopefully we'll do them again soon, we'll do some workshops. One question that one person asks, you find that a whole lot of people wanted to know the answer to the same question. So you choose a word or a topic, and we will find and you will find that many people wanted to know all about that as well.
So true. And that's the same with messages. When we do our messages show, which is next week, everyone, messages from spirit, angels, dragons, guides, guardians. So do join us for that, and you will be invited to ask for a reading in the comments while we are live. So yay. So, and that's the last show. Actually, it's usually the fourth Monday, but this month we've got, in Australia it's Monday, we have 5. So it's next week. We're going to do it next week because Caroline didn't think she'd be here today. And I know how much you love Caroline's readings. So, hey, what's the girl going to do? Except
what's the girl going to do? I think I might have been a bit tired to do a reading show today.
Oh, me too.
Being with 2 teenage grandchildren all weekend. My goodness me, they lead such full-on lives, but it's so fantastic to share them and to see how much they've grown and the beautiful teenagers that they're turning into. Is just a blessing, such a blessing. But I think I might have been a bit tired to do a reading show. So we'll do that next Monday.
We'll do it next week, absolutely. So Belinda and Elaine says you are both pearls of wisdom. God love you, Elaine. So are you. Thank you. Thank you. Have a beautiful day, Belle says. Thank you both. Thank you, Belle. Thank you, everyone, for being with us, regardless of whether you're with us on the live or maybe you're watching the replay. It doesn't matter. We're still together. We're still connected, and we're still sharing these moments together. And that's what's important for us, isn't it, Caroline?
It's very important. And this is we love doing this, and we love sharing it with you, no matter if you watch it live or the replay. I know I was talking to a friend, and she said to me, I listened to last week's show at 1:30 a.m. this morning because I couldn't sleep. And I said, well, what a wonderful way and a wonderful time to help you get to sleep.
Yep,
so what a blessing was that.
So true. So true. So thank you, Caroline.
Thank you, Anaya. It's been a delight to be here with you and with everybody this morning.
And thank you, everyone. And please do remember that Angel Heart Radio programs should never be used to replace your legal, medical, nor professional advice or your own sound judgment. Thank you for being with us. And please also remember that you carry within you your own wisdom, that you have your own sparkle, your own light, and we are here to support you to shine within your light, because it's a beautiful light and the world needs it.
The world certainly does need it. So
be kind to you, and we'll see you next week. Thanks, everyone.
Bye. Thank you, Anaya.